Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So for today's topic, we continue from our previous topic because in chapter 1 we learn about big data analytics, and in chapter 2 we learn about the IR 4.0. So these two concepts is really important to understand because big data analytics is one of major element in the IR 4.0. So and today's chapter is another important topic that we need to learn, especially when we want to go to the work or want to learn something new or anything. So for today's topic, what I want to talk is about the machine learning. So this have a quite direct connection with the previous two topic because in IR 4.0 I told you that what this country need to have in order we want to move forward, and the big data is one for one of important element for that, and for the machine learning is one of critical subject under the big data in order we want to understand about the big data itself. Okay, so today's chapter is all about the introduction of the machine learning concept in the surface, and we'll also touch a little bit about the algorithm. This is my outline for this today lecture. So I will talk about what is machine learning, why now, training and testing, machine learning structure, what are we seeking, learning technique, application, and conclusion. So this all that I cover into the lecture. In this topic, I will divide my lecture into three parts. The first part is the introduction of the concept of the machine learning, and the second part we go a little bit about the algorithm or what the type of category of machine learning have, and in the last part we talk about the conclusion and what we can generate from the machine learning itself. Okay, for the topic 1, we know that data is everywhere now. I covered this in previous two chapters. So for example, Google process 25 petabyte of data per day, 24 petabyte of data per day. Facebook use 10 million photo uploaded every hours, and YouTube 1 hour of video uploaded every second. So and Twitter 400 million tweet per day. These 4 application is a must on every phone. So the phone we act as a sensor for the data because we create this data, and everyone have a mobile, everyone have this app, everyone have their Facebook, YouTube account, Twitter, and around. So we are in the stage of we supply this information, and some company and even us is harvesting this information that can use for another purpose. So that's the different level. And in the example of fifth example, we talk about astronomy. Satellite data is in 100 of petabyte because you know that the sensor of satellite get the data. I think it's more than less than a second to capture everything. And by 2020, the list go on, and by 2020, the digital universe will reach 44 zettabyte. This source is from the Digital Universe of Opportunity 2014 article. So that's make a total of 44 trillion gigabyte data. So there's really a lot of data and that's an opportunity we harvest data and get information from it. Okay. So what is machine learning? Machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence, another concept that we will look further after this, and concerned with the design and development of algorithms that allow computer to evolve behavior based on empirical data. As intelligence requires knowledge, it's necessary for the computer to acquire knowledge. Okay, so we talk about this. We talk about what different between the data, different between the information. So I mean that the data that have been processed become the information, and from the information it become a knowledge. We'll talk about this in big data analytics. Okay, so machine learning itself is like a mimic from the human brain, because in human brain we learn from the past historical data. For example, how do we know when the people say that the glass is hot? We don't touch it because in past experience, when we're child, when we're in the early stage of development, the people say that this is hot, and we touch it, and we know that's a really is giving something sensitive to the skin, so the skin react to this. So this is how we learn between the glass that hot or not hot. So it's same example for the machine learning. We give the historical data to the machine in order we hope that machine can understand it, and the machine can make decision from this. So that's the general concept of the machine learning. Okay. So we are in data field. We have a lot of data. We covered this before. Wherever we go, we are connected to the internet. We connected to data field. So even now, we live in far away from Malaysia. We live in the far coast in Africa. We live in US. We live in UK. So we can connect with each other using the internet. We have Facebook, everything. And most of this country, most of the world, the place in the world is connected, have a wireless that we can access whatever we want. So we live in data trail in our web browsing. So this about the security is when you're using the search engine, whatever you type or whatever you are looking, this search engine keep recording it. If you know about the cookies and everything, that's how we do it. And they use this information in order to improve their decision, in order to improve their suggestion for what you are looking for. That's why if you see that you are having type error in your query, you have some spelling mistake and everything, this search engine like Google can correct for you. So this is how we do it. That is they're using machine learning in it. Then interaction in social network, I will not say anything about this issue because we already know about it. And it also involves the privacy in this data science era. This is really important graph to be looked at because it's general of data science process. It also implement in data mining, knowledge discovery, or whatever more to the concept of seeking the data. So in general, there are 5 phases for to produce a knowledge or to produce what we can derive from this data. First is data collection. So data collection we take from the existing system, such as from the database, or from the search engine, from the whatever data that in the file and everything. So that's the process of data collection. The next stage is data preparation. Is some call this stage is for data pre-processing or data cleansing and everything. So it's all about the selecting what data that we want for analysis. So this is in the second stage. So this is really important and take a high cost. And the third stage is the EDA. The EDA is where the data is there, where we can do the statistic, the descriptive and simple descriptive analysis, and we also do a research question there. So we know what data that we have, then we can go to the next stage. And the next stage that is really important is a machine learning. So this is a stage that we want to gain knowledge. We want to observe something from our data. So we're using machine learning to understand the data. Then when we got that, it helps us to make a good decision. And the last one is visualization. So this concept of visualize is something that I think this is really important. You need to familiar because you are from the multimedia or interactive multimedia student. So this scope might be one of the scope when you get a job later after you finish your study. So this part is try to see the data, try to present multi-presentation style of data in a good way. So if I can make analogy for this, you see that when you go to the hotel or you go to the food shop, you order the food. So the preparation process and everything is in the kitchen that you don't know, you don't care whatever they do, and in the process that we call it data preparation. So the chef will cook for you using the ingredient, combine the ingredient, cut whatever the ingredient that he don't want for the cooking and put it all the sauce or all the ingredient that he wants so in the cup, and what the user, what the customer get is the food. It's the presentation of the food. That is how we can the process of visualize the end product of this thing. Okay. So this is type of machine learning application used in the spam filtering for the email, for credit card fraud detection, for digit for the recognition, for face recognition, face email, for MRI image analysis in the healthcare, for the recommendation system, search engine, handwriting negation, and the scene of scene classification, and many more. So it's I can list 1,000 of 100 of the application that we use in the ML, and everything is really every application is really important to its domain. So including the security, terrorist attack, and everything like that. Okay. So this is the interdisciplinary of the field, and machine learning is not just for the computer science student. It also now include in everywhere that is part of data science. So it include in the statistics, the visualization, economic, biology, engineering, signal processing, and database. So it's not just in the picture, but it can be many more. So many field or many domain now really depend on the machine learning in order to understand the data. So I think that's the end of part 2. Part 1. So we take a 5-minute break and we can continue later. Okay, thank you.